Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video because we are playing around with the Glamnatrix release Timeless Tones. This color story is really gorgeous. There's some beautiful shades in here. I love how they set up the palette. We're definitely going to discuss that. We're going to swatch everything and then we're going to get this really pretty eye look. Now you guys, before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications to new videos. If you like this video, make sure you hit a big thumbs up. But if you want to see how I got this eye look using the new release from Glamnatrix, just keep watching. Okay, you guys, we are diving into the Glamnatrix Timeless Tones Palette. First off, let's appreciate the packaging. It's just very subtle. I like the dark blue on the white and then the gold. Now the color story. So in each of the shade groups, you've got brown, green, blue, and black, and then you have some of the more neutral tones. Like you got a tan with the black, you got a white, you got different shades of tan leading into the brown, you got the deep greens into some of the tealy shades, and then same thing with blue, but you've got a gray here as well. And then on each side, you have shimmers and like multi-chromes. So looking at these, especially, well, the names are interesting. So classy, sophisticated, glamour, expensive, interesting. On this side right here, you have more of like the deeper tones of the shimmers, but then on this side, it looks like they shift a little bit. Like expensive has blue undertones and effortless has green, classy has pink, and then delicate is silver. I'm excited to dive in and swatch these and see what they look like. So each line, each row looks like it's staying true to their color story. So if I wanted to just do the browns, I could do this entire top row, this shimmery pinky shade, and then this deeper silver, whereas this one, delicate, looks like it might be like an icy white silver vice a like charcoaly gray. I'm intrigued. I really want to see. When I saw the palette released for like pre-order, I was looking at the swatches and I was like, ooh, those are really gorgeous. But I also know that I gravitate towards these tones on a daily basis, and getting ready to retire, yes, I'm going to be able to use more shades, more colors, a little bit more oomph, vice the watered down neutral tones. But I also can't use like hot pink and bright purples when I'm going to work, depending on whatever my job is. So I feel like this is definitely something that like for everyday work, I'd be able to do. All right, let me dive in, swatch, see, and we will discuss. Okay, guys, I'm quite impressed with these swatches. The matte swatch beautifully. There's a couple that just didn't drag the entire length. That's fine. The color payoff is really pretty, so it just gives me an idea of what the tones look like. Now, the shimmers, that first row, last shade, Dignified, that is like a pressed pigmented glitter shimmer. I say that because it deposited so nicely. None of these look like they're just a topper. Like they're just gonna be a little bit of a sparkle. There is so much color payoff. It is gorgeous. They're buttery smooth. They swatch beautifully. I'm excited to dive into the shades. Now, Effortless, on my arm, it kind of looks like a lemony yellow, but then if you have it in a different part of the light, it looks like it's a deeper green, kind of like an emerald almost. Not a true emerald. Everlasting is one of those scarab shades where it goes brown to blue to green. This one looks like it's got a little bit of silver in it. Expensive is really gorgeous. It is just a beautiful purpley pink, kind of a holographic shade that would go beautifully in the inner corner. And then Delicate, like I said, I think, so you've got Dignified, which is a deeper, more pigmented, more gray reflex of silver. And then Delicate is more of the white reflex. So you have two different shades and variations of silver in here. Grace is really pretty. It's got the black shadow, but then it's got the silver glitter in it. So really gorgeous. I'm excited to dive in. The shades are beautiful. I don't know which color direction I want to go. Do I want to stick with the browns? Do I want to bounce around the palette? Do I want to give a shade of green in the crease or like the blue and then do something else? I'm going to go prime my eyes. I'm going to deliberate. I'll come back and we will dive in. Okay, you guys, I think I'm going to play around the palette, not just do an entire row. Looking at these shades, I'm looking at what I would like to do, and I think there's going to be a nice pop of color playing around with two of the shimmer shades, but we're going to keep some of it pretty neutral. We'll see. We're gonna play around and see what we come up with. I'm gonna start out in the shade Vogue. This one's a little bit more tan than the shade Lady. Lady came up a little pale and light, and because of my primer, I don't think you would see it. But this one I want to show through a little bit. So starting out on my fluffy crease brush, we're just gonna go a little bit higher with this one above the crease, just so we can get that shade in there. I don't buy a lot of Glamnatrix palettes only because, so they're shipping from Australia. The international shipping's a bit pricey. So I haven't purchased all of their palettes. I will look at the shades, and if I really, really, really like a color story, I will purchase. And then looking at like the price point alignment and then the shipping, of course. I want to say shipping is like $13. I get it. There's a lot going on right now. But I also, when I can find similar color stories from other brands, unfortunately, I'm going to go to those brands that don't have the higher shipping. As much as I like their palettes and their quality, I haven't been able to bring myself to do it. Especially because this is like, my YouTube channel is not my full-time job. So there's days, like I was going to film yesterday and then the morning just got away from me and I didn't film. So then I get behind and then products sit and I'm like, now I need to dive in. Okay, so we have a really pretty start. I'm going to leave it here. I don't want it to get too blown out because this will also be the shade that when I want to feather out my deeper shades, this is what I'm going to use. But we have a good buffer to keep the darker shades down where I want them to be instead of like blowing out towards my brow. Now I'm going to pop into the shade Sophisticated. This one's a little bit deeper. Starting out on my fluffy crease brush, I don't know if I'm going to deepen this one up or Tasteful, which is the next shade I would like to use, but I haven't decided. So this one I'm going to take in a little bit closer towards the center, just popping it into place before I start blending it out. I think the other palette I have from them is the Sugar and Spice, and I used that the night that we went to, shoot, I can't remember the concert. It was a country concert. Okay, I just popped into the wrong color, you guys. I'm getting ahead of myself. And now into the shade Tasteful. This one I'm going to pick up on my pencil brush. I'm not gonna do the fluffy crease brush. I don't want to blow it out too much. This one I'm just gonna pick up on my pencil brush. I'm gonna place it across the lash line. Just deepen up the outer V ever so slightly. Okay, deepened up a little bit. We're gonna finesse this after we do everything else. Now into the shade Exquisite. She is gorgeous. Picking that up on my middle finger, we're gonna place it right here in the center. Just pressing it into place before I start blowing it out a little bit. It looks nice and wet on the eyelid. Now into the shade Classy. This one I'm going to pick up on my ring finger. Oh, it's really pretty. Place it right here in the inner corner. Oh, it looks like cotton candy, these two mixed together. So I'm just going to go back and forth on my fingers with whatever's still on my finger to blend them. And then silicone spatula, just right here in the inner corner. And pull it through the crease. And now I'm just pulling that shade Classy through the blue. That is really pretty. Okay, we need to go ahead and finish off the under eyes, and then I think I'm going to deepen up the outer corner. So going into the shade Vogue, little tiny compacted smudge brush, we're going to take it the entire length under the eye. This is also going to be the shade that when I go to blend out the crease area and blur the edges, this is what I'm going to use on my fluffy crease brush. Now into the shade Sophisticated. This one's only going to go to the center area. Now into shade Tasteful. This one I'm going to actually switch from my pencil brush to my larger compacted smudge brush just because I want to deepen it up a little bit more. We had gotten the concise placement of it before, and now we're going to just kind of blur it out a little bit more. So just tap, tap, tap on the edges. And I'm going to drag that under. My outer eye started to water. I was like, oh no, because if I get that water, it's gonna just kind of undo everything I just did there. Now for highlighter for the inner corner and the brow bone, I just grabbed my 𝐎𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐒 Glow Highlighter Palette. I like this because I have different options for what I want to do. And for this look, because we have the pinky tones, as much as I want to use the shade Radiant because it's got pink in it, I was thinking I'm going to use this shade, which is Gleaming. Yes, Gleaming. It's kind of got like a peachy hue to it. Setting powder all over my shirt. So it's just kind of got that rose gold peachy tone to it. I'm going to place it right here. Now, I'm not done. So Poppin' has a little bit of a pinky hue to it. I'm gonna add that right on top so they can mix together. Brings it all together. Now, I'm going to actually mix Gleaming and Poppin' together on the brush for my brow bone. And then the cheeks. So now I got some of that pinky hue coming through on it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows, liner, mascara, and lips. I'll be back with the final look. Okay, you guys, I'm back and this is the final look. Really like how my eyes turned out today. The shades are really gorgeous, the blendability. These two are very cohesive together from the Timeless Tones palette of Glamnatrix. These shades, Classy and Exquisite. Really gorgeous. Exquisite is this blue shade, Classy is this pinky tone. I like how it kind of looks like cotton candy playing around on my eyes right now. Really pretty. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this palette, especially knowing that I've got some deeper tones, I've got some lighter tones, and then just playing around with the shimmers and the color shifting that they have. Really like this. Let me know if you guys are going to pick this up. Definitely one of the things that I've been going back and forth on is what I'm picking up and being very selective with the color stories and the shades that are in there. If I already have them in another palette, do I really need the palette? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Let me know your thoughts. I know that not everyone wants to pay the hefty international fees for shipping right now, but if you love a brand, are you gonna splurge for it? Let me know in the comments. We'll have that conversation. But you guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Till my next video, you guys. Bye. I'll see you in the next one.